Number 7, differentiating the function sine of x to the power of e to the x squared. All right, so the first thing I notice here is I've got the variable in 2 places, and they're not held together by a product or by a quotient or even by a chain. You've got a variable raised to the power of another variable. So this is not a product. This is not even an exponential function, because an exponential function, the base would be a constant number. So when you've got a variable raised to the power of another variable, you have to logarithmically differentiate. So we're going to take the natural log of both sides, and the whole point of doing that is so that we can pull this power down that's got the variable, pull it down out in front. So taking the natural log of both sides, natural logs pull down exponents. So the e to the x squared comes out in front of the whole thing, and then you've got the natural log of the sine of x. Now the x shows up twice, but it's held together by multiplication, so we can use a product rule here. All right, so now once we've got this, we're going to implicitly differentiate with respect to x. So the derivative of the natural log of y with respect to x, y goes in the denominator, and then y prime, or dy dx, using the chain rule, goes up top. To take the derivative of the right-hand side, we've got to use a product rule, because we've got 2 x's held together with multiplication. So you get first times derivative of the second. All right, well, the derivative of the second is the derivative of a logarithm, so again, it's going to create a fraction. Argument of the logarithm goes in the denominator. Derivative of the argument goes in the numerator. Derivative of sine of x is cosine of x. Plus second natural log of the sine of x times derivative of the first. All right, e to the x squared, that's an exponential function. To take the derivative of an exponential, you rewrite it. Multiply by natural log of the base. Now since the base is e, that's just going to be 1. And then using the chain rule, then multiply by the derivative of your power, which is 2 to the x. There's a little bit here we can do to clean this up, not a whole lot. We're trying to solve for y prime, so multiply both sides by y. Now, we know what y is equal to. Y is this mess here at the beginning, sine of x to the power of e to the x squared. So I'm just rewriting y. And then let's see, looking here on the inside of what we could do to simplify this, we've got 2 terms. Both terms have an e to the x squared. So we could factor out an e to the x squared. And then times cosine over sine is the reciprocal of tangent. So that is cotangent. Plus, and then we just get 2x times ln of the sine of x. And usually with logarithmic differentiation, there's not a whole lot you can do to clean it up. That's about as simplified as it gets.